You're building a brand whether you realize it or not. Every time you pull up to a job in your truck, somebody sees your name. Every time a customer looks at your website, checks your Facebook pages, your social media, reads your reviews, sees your work, or even hears somebody in town talking about your company, they're building an opinion about you. And here's the part that might hurt a little bit. You may be doing really, really good work while the brand you're putting out there doesn't look anything like the quality of the work you actually do. You can be the best contractor in town, but if your website looks outdated, your social media looks neglected, your messaging doesn't tell people what makes you different, and nobody can find the expertise you've spent 20 years building, your brand may be costing you business. So the question isn't whether you're building a brand, because you are. The question is, are you controlling the brand you're building?
No more burnout, no more fear. We'll build it strong, make it clear. Not just a grind, but a dream that's true. Building a business that works for you.
Welcome back to The Builder's Edge, where we're mastering the business side of building. And I'm Deanna Lucas, and today we're talking about something I think a lot of contractors and business owners don't spend nearly enough time thinking about: their personal brand and their authority. And I've got somebody with me today who knows this subject inside and out. Christine Blosdale is known as the Expert Authority Coach, and her entire mission is helping people get seen, trusted, and paid for what they already know. She has spent more than 25 years in broadcasting, media, branding, marketing, and personal positioning, including work with America Online and Microsoft. She's a 5-time #1 best-selling author, an award-winning media personality, and the host of the Expert Authority Coach podcast, which has been ranked among the top 2% of podcasts globally. Well, that's not all. She's also appeared on more than 100 podcasts and has been featured across major media outlets. And she's interviewed some pretty impressive people along the way, including Drew Barrymore, Angelina Jolie, Ralph Nader, Ed Asner, and others. But what really caught my attention about Christine's work is this idea that you already have expertise. You just have to learn how to make people recognize it. And Christine, I'm already glad you're here. Welcome to The Builder's Edge.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Whoever you're talking about there sounds impressive. So
How about that?
When you mentioned to Ed Asner, he was someone who was very near and dear to my heart. He was a total pirate, like dropping F-bombs and he just talked like a pirate, you know, but he was such a lovely man. So it was so interesting when you said his name, I just felt him. I remember him very well. Yeah. But
Well,
thank
good.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start right there. You said, I work with contractors and tradespeople, and most of them don't think of themselves as a personal brand at all. They think I'm a contractor and plumber, builder, whatever. So you tell people you're already building a personal brand, whether you realize it or not. Let's start with that. Let's start with defining what actually is a brand.
Well, that's your #1 key in sticking to people's memory about who you are, what you do, your expertise. And it's really, like you said, you're building your brand every single day. We just don't sometimes realize what we're doing. And every single thing that you put out there, it's so important to help build your expert authority. And that's where I focus with my clients. They're very talented people. I've got therapists. I've got psychics. I've got tradies. Or here in Australia, we call them tradies, folks in construction. And my job is to help them stand out in their field, but also to reinforce to the general public and potential clients that they're trustworthy. And that's really important. If you can come across as being trustworthy, people are going to be more apt to give you a call, to check you out, to get an estimate, all of that stuff. So that's what we want to do with your personal brand.
Yeah.
And some people have just this really unique, quirky thing about them. And if we can pull that out, if you're a painter, but you are like, the Picasso of painters and you've got an unusual thing about you, let's pull that out and let's get that out there so that people can remember you.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's say, pulling some personal thing out. Let's think of these tradies or the contractors. What would be some personal thing to kind of pull out when you think about that for their brand?
Well, when I have a free consultation that I do with every client that comes my way, and we sit down and basically I will build out for them in that first session what I call a media kit. And basically it's a way for you to pull out all those little gems that you have, right? We're going to put those in your crown. Now, some people, they have something that's very unusual about them, and we can give them a unique title. We can give them a unique name, right? So instead of saying, well, I'm a handyman. Okay. And I love handy women as well. Maybe there's something that's really unique about you that we can play off of. Okay.
Right.
Maybe you come from a long line of handy people, right? And you can play off of your name, the family name. And we can even say, helping people since 1995 or whatever,
right. Yes.
Something that we can actually play up on. That's really important. But we start off with this media kit and a very, very decent headshot of you. Okay. Now, I know, especially in the trades, a lot of times it's about the logo. People spend a lot of time and money and invest a lot in the logo itself. But I also like to bring the personality of the person into it as well.
Oh, I think it definitely works. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're a solo, preneur, solo trader, I think it's really important that people can see you and can hear you, and getting out there means getting seen and heard. Because if you're not seen and heard, you're not hired. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you got to think, you're about to go into someone's home, and maybe even you're going to be working on something. They're going to be gone at work. So these people have to trust you in their home, and sometimes in their home alone, so there has to be a trust built there. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And plus there's the financial element, as well. That's really, really important because we're talking about people's, a lot of times they're the largest asset that they have. And so
it's their home,
it can be, a hit in their pocketbook. And so they need to absolutely trust you. I think that's important.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I say, it's sad they've got the worst reputation, because there's a few out there, not many, thank goodness, but a few that do, take your money and run. It's so sad. So they have to be able to trust you. They sure do. Okay. Yeah. What are some of the things that you think that contractors are doing every single day where they're actually contributing to that personal brand without them even realizing it, for instance?
Well, a lot of it is evident on their website and their social media to some extent, right? But a lot of it is on their website. And what I would say, and I just recently published my book. It's called The Expert Authority Code: How to Get Seen, Trusted, and Paid for What You Already Know. Okay, and the code, the CODE, the first letter in the code is C for clarity.
Yeah,
and this goes across all professions, okay?
Right.
We need to be really clear on who we are, who we serve, and what we do, how we help people.
Yes.
Right? And what I find is that a lot of times people in business, they know it in their head what they can do, and they know how they help people, but the communication and conveying that, the messaging to the outside world is muddled and kind of lost.
Absolutely.
And I will say too, a lot of times I'll go to people's websites and it looks like they did it in the 90s. They oh my God. And it's just lots and lots of text. It's confusing. There's so many different options.
Yes.
We want to be really clear with the customer journey. And that means we want, most of us and I'm saying myself, the most important thing is to get that first consultation. So it might be to get that estimate, right? To get that first estimate. And if you're able to be really clear on and make it easy for people to book that time with you, either have your phone number there or have a button that people can book a call with you or an estimate. We want to make that super clear. Don't make people hunt for that. Okay.
Yeah, no.
That's the number one, I would say probably the number one issue, that I see. And we want to zhuzh up our website. So at least when people go there, it's memorable for people.
Yes. Yeah. I'm ready for a zhuzh myself.
I'm going to go check out your website now.
No, don't do that. Not now. I'll tell you in a week or two. Okay, Christine, before we get into, expert and authority and personal branding any deeper, take us back a little bit. How did you get from where you started in broadcasting and media to becoming this expert authority coach today?
Well, I think I always wanted to be a teacher. When I was growing up, I had a really amazing teacher that saved me. And but when I was younger, we didn't have coaches. Coaches were softball coaches, football coaches.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't have business coaches or branding coaches
it was
or anything like that. But I've always been the one that if I go into a restaurant or if I go to a spa or something, I can look around and I can pick out the things that they're doing really well. And then the things that they're not. Okay. So I'm the one that gets up. If I see a painting on the wall and it's just a little askew, I'm the one that gets up. As a kid, I did this. I would get up and walk across the restaurant and then adjust it. So it was right. And I've always been that way. So that's sort of what I do when I look at people's business, when I look at their marketing, when I look at their website, and a bit on their social media as well, is I can take a look at it and I can tell you, hey, Deanna, you're doing this great. This is so strong. I love this. Okay, here's where I see some weaknesses or I see some holes. And we just want to plug up those holes and make it really clear what you do and also back it up. Nothing is better than having other people say how great you are. You could say, I'm the greatest coach in the world. I'm the greatest, contractor, you've ever seen. You're a builder. You want to have other people say it. So showcase, highlight those testimonials, those reviews, and get them. You just did a job for somebody and they love the work that you did.
Right.
Get them right then and there. And don't wait 2 weeks, a month and go, hey, remember me? I, did this work on your house. Can you give me a review? Do it right away. There's different ways that you can approach that. Yeah. I find, of course, Google business reviews are fantastic because that's how people find you. I think that's really great. But then also one of the best things you can do is you can ask people right when you're done with the job. And if they love it, you can even ask them, hey, would you mind if I if I got you on video saying how much you loved it? And a lot of times people are already in the heat of the moment. They're excited. They're happy. They're like, hell yeah. I'll do it.
Right.
Then just get your phone out and videotape them and make sure that you get their approval, obviously.
Sure.
And then put those videos on social media and your website.
Yeah.
You can't fake those. You know what I'm saying?
Can't fake those. People know you can't fake those. Yeah. Not yet,
exactly.
anyway.
No.
Won't be long.
Right.
Not yet, anyway. But they'll be able to tell anyway. Okay. So, is this, authority, something that you need to learn and create, or is this actually, can you use something you've already done and that that you just haven't learned how to communicate it yet? Which do you think it is?
I think, with expert authority, it comes down to owning what you do, owning your skill, owning your trade, right?
Okay.
And it's having confidence in the work that you do. So, and there's no ego involved and there's no arrogance involved.
Yeah.
I can go out and I can talk to 5 people or 500 and I can say, you know what? I'm really good at what I do.
Yeah.
Can I fix your truck? No. It's okay. I'm not a mechanic, but at what I do, I'm really, really good. And I have the proof, the social proof to back it up because I've got testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. I've got written testimonials. I've got video. I've got all of that from clients who have worked with me.
Yeah.
So we want to have that. And that's part of your expert authority, is having that confidence.
Yeah.
Not just to say, oh, I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm okay. No.
Yeah.
If we have somebody that's going to be in our homes, right? Working on our largest asset, the thing that we've probably saved up and invested, and loved, and we live in, then we want to make sure it's somebody who really knows what they're doing.
Absolutely. Okay. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So confidence comes in. Confidence does come in.
Yes. It used to be, we were told, you're not supposed to show off or whatever, but you do have to take a little bit of that. You have to do a little bit of showing off. You have to speak up to talk about, this, and have others, sing your praises as well. Okay.
Well, especially if you're able to do, and it's not so much on social media. I think they kind of are not fans of that. But especially if you've done something, and before you got there, it looked horrible, or it was, hardly anything, and then when you're done, it's something really beautiful. Do a before and after.
Absolutely.
Get to the site, shoot a picture before, what it looked like before you worked on it, before you put your magic all over it, and then do an after. And those are very powerful. Very powerful social proof.
They are. And what I tell them also, Christine, is to add the problem the homeowner had. Yeah, you can show a before, but let's discuss what really that problem was, because people will make a connection to that. Oh my gosh, I'm dealing with the same thing. Can't get family dinners, done or whatever. I need a new kitchen, whatever. And then how you solve that problem, and what their life is afterwards. The picture showed, this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like now. But the case study, if you go a little deeper every now and again and do a great case study on it, helps as well. Okay. Yeah. Let's say I've got a contractor who's been in the business 20 years. He's incredible at what he does. His customers love him. He's built all kind of hundreds of projects. But you look at his website, his social media, and even the way his company presents himself in the field, and it doesn't communicate of the level of expertise he actually has. How much can that disconnect between the quality of the work and the quality of the brand actually cost that business?
Oh, a lot. we have, we have a special gift for our wonderful listeners.
Yes.
That's included. And it's basically, it's a cheat sheet for people to help with their branding and their expert authority. And one important thing is the 3-second rule. We got 3 seconds. We got 3 seconds.
That's no time, is it?
No, people are not going to sit there and spend, an hour trying to figure out your website.
What you do. Yeah.
One of the most frustrating things when I first came especially when I first came to Australia, was just looking up on websites, finding a contact button, finding a phone number, finding an email. And you would think it would be something that would be, if you want business, you want people to be able to connect with you. And a lot of times it was like a hunt. It was a scavenger hunt. Yeah. And I would just leave. And try somebody else. Yeah. So you only have that quick amount of time. What I suggest for my clients, and it doesn't matter what field they're in, I call it above the scroll. Okay. And that's basically when you go to the website, www, blah, 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 you land on the website, and everything that is visual before somebody has to scroll on their phone or on their computer, that is your most important real estate. Yes. That is the thing you need to focus in on the most. And I love personally when I have a video start playing right away.
Yeah.
And if that video starts playing right away, and it's the person who owns the business, and they can talk to me directly. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm a blank, 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 or I'm the number one blank, blank, blank in this area. Yeah. And I want to welcome you to my website. I would love to work on your home. I would love to work on your property. And if you'd like to have an estimate, or if you'd like to have a consultation with me, please make sure you click the button below, or if there's a phone number, call the number below. Yeah. And I will meet with you. I will, all these great things.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Because video is so powerful. a lot of times you go to a website and it's just gabs and gabs and gabs of copy. And nowadays people just let ChatGPT write everything. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You can use AI to help you,
yeah.
but don't let it replace you.
Absolutely.
And if you have a video, and especially if you have a video of the work that you've done, showing people how beautiful the work is that you've done in your craftsmanship, that video is going to get more people to connect with you because they get to see your eyes. They get to hear you speak, right? And immediately within 3 seconds, you're going to capture somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I have even said that, if somebody, calls, you can't get to your phone right away. That's great that it sends them to that same video and then links them to how to get in contact with you. Yeah. You said something that I really love. You have to become intentional about the brand you're building. So how does a business owner actually take control of that brand instead of just letting the market decide, what people need to think about them?
I think it's putting on the hat of the customer. It's playing a bit of role playing for you. If you don't have a coach or a consultant or somebody that can help you with the business, it's really taking off your hard hat and then putting the hat on of a customer or of a client and walking through. When you first go to your website or you go to your social media, is it crystal clear what it is that you do?
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing is owning your success or owning that you are really good at what you do.
Yeah.
If you have certifications, list them. If you've been approved, if you've won awards, list them on the website, right?
Yeah.
And then the next thing is the delivery, and you want to be on those platforms, those places where your potential clients or customers are. Yes. They may not be on TikTok, right?
Right.
They're most likely, they might be on Facebook or Instagram or things like that. So you want to be where your potential clients and customers are. And then elevation. Again, if you've won awards, if you have achieved a certain level of success, put it out there. It's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that, initial connection, is definitely very important. A lot of contractors have 10, 20, 30 years of knowledge in their head, but they don't necessarily talk about it publicly. How do you help somebody take what they've already know and turn it into the knowledge piece in the authority factor?
Well, there's a few things. Like I said earlier, you need to be seen and heard in order to be hired, right? So there's so many different things. If you're somebody who's just like, I don't have time, I'm running my own business, I don't have time to do a lot, you have a film crew in your pocket, which is your phone.
You do nowadays.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can do little videos, and some of the best videos are how-to videos. Yes, okay, you have a job that you can do, and if it's a large project, that's one thing. But if it's a simple thing that you can do, I do this with real estate agents too. If you're sitting in your car having lunch or you're at the grocery store, you can actually just say, hey, if you're thinking about selling your home, here's a tip that you can implement right away that could increase the curb appeal of your home or the value of your home. And here's what you can do. And it might be just a coat of fresh paint, right? It might be putting some greenery, in the very front of the yard.
Right.
Those type of things. Those tips reinforce to the public that you are an expert because you're giving those tips or advice, those how-tos, right? And if you want to take it a step further, something like what you're doing is brilliant. If you have your own podcast, oh my gosh. If you have your own podcast show, your SEO goes up. Your AEO, or answer engine optimization, which is ChatGPT, Claude, that goes up as well.
Yeah.
And if it's too much for you, if you're like, I'm so busy, I can't run a podcast as well. Okay, maybe be a guest on podcasts. Do you know how many shows there are about the construction world, about builders? There are so many podcasts.
There are
so you could be a guest. Yeah, you could be a guest.
Yeah, maybe our listeners out there don't know that these are local too. Like local coffee shops have podcasts, and they want to feature other local business owners. Your Better Business Bureau, your business association places, they're having podcasts these days. Of course, your local news and radio and all those have podcasts. Lots of
Absolutely.
local. It's not just national, so you will get local business from these podcasts. Yes, show that.
And think about a problem that a lot of people have. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say there is a general consensus that, a lot of builders or people in home construction, there's a lot of scammers or people who say it's going to take 2 weeks and it's 2 years, right? Okay.
Right.
So be the industry expert that goes on local television, local radio stations, podcasts to get away from that stereotype and to say, these are the things that you need to do on your part to make sure that you don't get scammed. Here's 3 things you can do right now. If you're thinking about remodeling your home, or if you're thinking about, having somebody come and fix your roof, here are 3 things you can do. So then you become an expert in your field and you're helping people, as opposed to saying, buy my services, hire me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And, we're not talking about, you need to become some big influencer and
No.
make videos of you dancing on TikTok. It's not what we're talking about. Just be that intelligent piece, that helper. Help teach, help people transition, help people become a customer of yours, help them in the process of becoming a client of yours.
Yeah.
Do you think that people can build a real powerful personal brand simply by becoming known for what they know and how they help people?
Absolutely. And like I said, it depends on the personality. It absolutely depends on the person. Some people are more mild-mannered. So I would work around, if I was working with them, I would work around that, right?
Yeah, it's not for everybody, but
it's not for everybody.
You overcome.
But there are people that there is just something about them, right? That is interesting or intriguing. I know of one guy who, he always took, on a lot of the jobs, he had his trusty dog who was his best friend. And I don't even remember the name of the dog. Okay. So let's say it's, Joey. Okay. The dog's name is Joey. Well, in a lot of his, advertising, his social media stuff, good old Joey would be there in the background, or Joey would be on the job. And so when you're thinking about, hiring a tradesperson, contractor, if there's something that is memorable about them, it might even be that they like to wear the color orange. Their uniforms are always orange or pink. Who knows, right? But if it's something that can stand out and a characteristic about you, then let's play up on that. If you've got red hair and everybody talks about how gorgeous your red hair is, and your name is Joe Smith, then let's call you Joe, Red Hair Smith, or Joe Red. Your middle name is now Red instead of Tom, right? So something though that we can pick up that people can also go identify you with as well.
Yeah.
But it all starts with taking a look at your website and your social media and being critical of it. Be critical of yourself and say, if I was somebody that didn't know who I am in the first 3 seconds, do I get a hit? Do I want to learn more about this person and their business? Then if you say yes, then you're on the right track.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because, you're going to have the same opinions as, the people that you usually end up working with. Okay.
Yes.
You have something called the Expert Authority Guide. Walk us through that. What are you actually looking at when you kind of go through somebody's authority, or they go through their authority, and what can that kind of reveal about the business to the business owner?
Yeah. So this is my free gift to your audience. And basically it's a 5-step guide. It's super easy. You, once you download it, you can print it, and it's a checklist. It's just 5 things that you can do right now, to improve your business, to improve your personal brand. And there's super easy things that you can do. Nothing complicated, everything you can implement right away. And we do talk about that 3-second rule. And I give you little tips and little things that you can do right away, looking at that, and ways that you can enhance your expert authority without feeling salesy, right? We're so afraid of coming across as being salesy. Personally, I like to, for my clients or my potential clients, I like to let them know right up front. I let them know how much I am. Sometimes coaches go, oh, no, you need to give me a call and then I'll give you an estimate or we'll talk. I tell people up front, this is how much I am. So people can see the value, right? But they can also see where they can fit in what they want to get from me, right?
Yeah.
They might go, wow, this VIP program that's a little too dear for me. That's a lot of money per month for me. But let me look at this other oh, this is more in my budget. I can do that.
Right.
So there's different ways that we can bring people into our world. And that's on that cheat sheet. Again, you just print it up and it's 5 things that you can do, 5 easy things you can implement right away.
Wonderful. So what are some of the gaps that you see, that people aren't doing? Are these the 5 gaps? These 5 little sections you see most of them not even doing these 5, basic 5? Yeah.
Yeah. And especially when you're talking about a service somebody that provides a service for people, those testimonials and reviews are absolutely critical, because instead of us saying how great we are, having someone else say it, it helps people so much. Because right now as a society, we are really craving authenticity and trustability.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
we're lied to all the time. As soon as you turn on the TV or, go onto social media, and you're not even sure if the people that you see are real people, anymore, because you're like, that's AI, isn't it? I don't know. So we want to make sure that we're really, transparent, and we're also developing our trustworthiness every step of the way.
Yeah.
So the more you can do that, and also that clarity thing I was talking about.
Yeah.
You may know all these technical terms, right? Or all these, business, builder, terminology, but your client doesn't know those things.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't know the difference between a 2x4 and a 4x8. So
Right.
you want to be able to take your language in the copy that you create. You want to make sure that it's around a 5th or 6th grade level, that a 5th or 6th grader who has no experience in construction or building,
Right.
that they can understand. And again, like you had mentioned earlier, tell them about a problem that somebody has and that you have helped fix. That's one of the most stories are really powerful, because people can put themselves in the person's shoes, and they can go, oh, I understand what that's like. I know what that feels like. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. What should somebody start doing now if they want AI to understand them as this expert rather than just another business on the internet? I know you've got your guide, so.
Yes. Okay. So the first thing is the guide. Get the guide. That's a great step. But with answer engine optimization, which is ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Grok, all those things, more people are using the AI searches, right, than the Google and the Yahoo. They're moving more to AI, and so you want to be found by these answer engine platforms. So what a great thing to do, and I believe it's one of the tips on the sheet. Create an FAQ page on your website. Now you may go, well, it's really evident what I do. It's really basic, so there shouldn't be any questions about what I provide. No, listen. Answer engine platforms like ChatGPT, they are searching for questions that people would have.
Right.
How do I do this? Where do I find that?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer. So if you already have that on your website and it's marked as an FAQ page, frequently asked questions, number 1, you're informing your audience. Number 2, you're feeding the ChatGPTs of the world, the AI.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that they can pull up much easier.
Yes.
If that makes sense, because it's in the form of a question and an answer.
Yes. And the best thing to do, contractors, they know they get they get the same questions asked over and over and over again. I know they can think of 10 of them that they get asked on every project, probably. Okay,
Absolutely.
Christine. Yeah. If there's somebody is listening right now and they're thinking, I know I have the expertise, but I don't think my brand or my visibility reflects it, and they want help from you, what's the best way for them to work with you?
They can go to my website, expertauthoritycoach.com, and click on the button that is the free consultation. And we have 30 minutes together. That's a lot of time. You can tell me what it is that you're doing and the problems that maybe that you're having. If you're not being seen and heard, we'll find those ways that we can get you out there. And no business is, like I said, I have psychics, I have psychologists, I have coaches, I have consultants. And it's about getting you seen, trusted, and paid. We want to make sure it's easy for people to find you as well. So
Absolutely.
they can click on the website, expertauthoritycoach.com.
Great. Okay. And you have that expert authority guide that you've given us. Christine, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your expertise with us today. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you so much, Deanna. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. And for those of you listening, I want to leave you with something to put into action today. Take 15 minutes and audit your brand you're already building. Remember, you're already building it. Look at everywhere your business is being seen. Those places we talked about, your website, your Google business profile, social media, trucks, vehicles, signs, proposals, reviews, project photos, and anywhere else a customer or potential customer might encounter you. At the supply house, right? Then ask yourself, what does my brand say about me? Does it communicate the quality of work that I actually do? Does it communicate my expertise? And the reputation I've worked so hard to build? Because you may be doing exceptional work, but if the brand people see doesn't reflect that, there's a gap. And that's the gap you can fix. Don't just listen to today's episode. Find one thing you can improve and put it into action. And if today's conversation made you realize there are some things you need to fix, Christine has that free guide for us that can help you get started, and how to get that expert authority. You can get it. It'll be in the show notes, the link. And I'm Deanna Lucas, and this is the Builder's Edge, where we master the business side of building. Keep building, keep growing, and make sure your brand you're building reflects the business you've built. I'll see you on the next episode.